Alright friends, we are live. Welcome back all to Chult. Welcome back to the Tomb of Annihilation. How y'all feeling tonight, my boys? How you guys doing?
I'm finally back here in glorious HD. Hi, fans.
All the cams are on. I can see all my boys. I super appreciate everyone. By turning your camera on, you automatically have inspiration.
We already
Is that for real?
That's for real.
Do we get two inspirations now?
No, that's only for well, it didn't turn out. No. No. If you would have gotten the extra bot in to fill Josh's space if he wasn't able to show up, then I would have given double inspiration.
I would not. I would not miss Tomb for anything.
I want double.
Even if I died, I would stand up.
Just give me the lucky
casket.
I'll call it even.
Just give you the lucky thing and call it even. All right, men. We have some shit to deal with today. All right, so let's get it done. Let's get it done. Right?
Let's just get this out of the way.
Get this
I'm a little worried about what that means.
Let's get it done. So our first scene, our opening scene, is the first thing that we see. Our new scene as our camera makes its way. Let me first. Okay, the audio's on for you guys. We're good.
That's good.
We see the camera as it makes its we see through the eye of the camera as it makes its way down across the waves of the vast sea of it's the sea of what is it? Shining Sea. I'm looking at the map on the other side of my fucking room because I don't have it up right now. What is the name? It's the Shining Sea, the vast waves of the Shining Sea. Our camera moves right up onto Mako's Bite, our tiny little boat, as the sun sets in the distance on the horizon. We see it on a calm sea. Our camera moves right up into those moldings, and we see the burn marks carve their way into the side of your ship, continuing the tale of our adventurers. We see the scenes from last time. We see the massive form of Armagd carved into the wood as we look upon the scene of war in Brolin with the iron chest full of copper pieces as they throw them into the ocean. We watch as other party members struggle to pull those who might die in the water out of their impending doom in the depths below of Armag's lair. We see. I think we would also. It would be like over to the side of the illustration. We would see the bubble. That would be protecting Alexandria from the whole situation, but we see the scene and remember everything that went down with Armag. The answer, the question that was given or asked by War, and the answer that was given back by Armag for the 30,000 copper pieces. Where are my people? And he simply replied, the snout. At which point you had to dig deep in your pockets, as Alexandria's assumption was very correct that Armag would want a second tribute, one for the question and one for the passing. You're able to throw enough coin in to appease the beast. Men many of you, many people went overboard. 3 were able to make their way up, including War, out of the potential death of the water. But you lost two members of your 30-man crew to the passing of Armag, to the definite sadness of some party members, frustration perhaps more than anything. But you've already lost 2 lives on this voyage, and that was just leaving the Bay of Chult. The dangers of this place of Chult, they seem to follow you. We see the passage as we move further down on the bow of your ship to more illustrations that give more of our past scenes. We see the party approaching a few different spots along their journeys. We see them pass up these odd stone pillars, these stacked heads on top of them, this sort of ancient Chultan ruin that they found they would have no time to meddle with. So we watch them go past that. Gosh, what else did you guys end up having? Oh gosh, you came across during a storm oh no, there was the octopus shenanigans that happened. We forgot all about that. There was a fairly misty night. What was that?
I was hoping we would.
There's a misty night.
Well, it never happened, so.
It never happened. Misty night where Valfine saw a tentacle wrapped around the base of the ship and some ink in the water. She went to warn the captain, River Mist, and to her frustration, the creature had been stealthily making its way around the boat, and River did not quite believe Valfine's claim. But we saw after, as this thing made its way to the opposite side of the boat and draped tentacles over the railing, that Freesia cast a suggestion spell to tell it to go elsewhere. At which point she told this to River. River apologized to Valfine. It was a bonding moment, I think, between our party.
A bonding?
A bonding moment. Our last couple of scenes, we see the party approach a shipwreck. We see the Baldur's Gate flag illustrated on the side of the bow and that burned carving. We see them step out onto the water, collect what goods they can, face off against a pack of sharks, quite easily sending them on their way using a couple spells. The party makes their way back through choppy waters, almost losing a few to the stormy seas, even being able to walk upon the ocean. It's like walking through sand that's coming at you like waves. It's difficult. You return to your ship and continued through the storm. Your vigilant captain, River Mist, though her trust is questionable, but she is definitely an excellent boat captain. She is making her way through the storm like a badass, as everyone is probably on deck, either tied to certain parts. I'm not sure what the situation is. For like a storm situation on the deck of a ship, there's water splashing over, and our last scene that we see burned into the bow is the thunder clap from behind, and the lightning come quickly after, almost the same time, just lighting up behind you all 150 feet behind the back of your ship. I believe it's called the stern. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. We see illuminated the sails, the slightly ripped and tattered sails of a galleon that is stalking you. And that was the last scene of our last episode. Our camera makes its way all the way to the front of the ship, to the front of your boat, Mako's Bite, to face the figurehead, which we see the gargoyle, the wings splayed back, its gaping maw of the that same face of the embossed on the tomb, the gaping maw of the Tomb of Annihilation. Our camera sinks into the darkness, and we open up with a crack of thunder. Let's
real quick, on a scale to 1 to 10, how much does River Mist regret being our captain?
That's her thing, man. Well, where's my volume? Okay, it's pretty decent. It's gonna be a little more than this. We got some wind.
Talking
Lightning.
a strong 6 right now.
Yeah, jeez. Did I ever do Ocean Storm? I should have done an Ocean Storm. I'll find an actual good Ocean Storm thing. For now, this is the this is the Thunder and Lightning that we have, friends. So the ship is stalking 100 feet behind you. Those who are on any kind of lookout situation would easily see the ship as it breaks through the sheet of rain, the lightning illuminating behind it, the storm surrounding you now, the waves many feet high. What do you all do? Who sees the ship? How do you react? What's the situation? River Mist is concentrating on driving this sucker, so you guys tell me.
Well, it's storming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess who would be outside with River Mist right now?
Well, all of us. We just got back from the other boat.
You did. It's only been about 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes. So we
stumbled back onto the deck. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you dipped
it's
into the night.
Storming. Wouldn't we want to go back down into the deck if it was like a huge storm?
Up to you.
I feel Brolin would, or at least play some cards down in the hole.
Yeah, is Brolin down below during this?
Yeah. Did anyone come with Brolin?
Yeah, who's on deck?
How
Who's
we
not?
have our training conversation in the rain?
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how much time between the two encounters? Do you know?
One was an afternoon encounter that you spent some time on, and this one is night. Could be a couple of hours, actually, now that I think of it.
Okay.
But you are still in the storm. It's just gotten darker.
I mean, probably below deck. I mean, you said it's storming out, right?
Yeah, you can move your token where you think you are to represent your location.
I actually can't, so...
You can't? Oh, you're right. You're on the wrong table, so let's actually move you here, and let's move to a tabletop screen.
I hate to say it, but maybe Musharib and Samuel Dren need to be moved to the graveyard.
Yeah, we'll figure them out in a minute. I'll move them. I'll move them at the end. So we have you can move your character tokens now where you believe you are respectfully. You guys can see your ship, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thor's probably helping
Brolin.
Can well, if they're doing a training thing, he'll be doing that. But
How about we sit right here? That way we're not in the way of the crew.
Alexander and Freesia on either side of River Mist, helping her, perhaps.
Where the bubble is.
I'm in the bubble.
You're in the bubble. That's right. The bubble is formed. I forgot about that. So the bubble is currently in this sort of 15-foot cube surrounding River Mist. Very cool. So yeah, I would like a passive. What are the passive perceptions of Freesia and Alexandria?
Not great.
Pretty
It
good.
is 10.
10.
Actually, I'm gonna double check. But I'm pretty sure it's
15.
15.
Okay, thank God.
Freesia, you would be the one to turn around, I think, and see this illumination. And there is a ship in the distance. You are around so much. By the way, I did learn. I believe auditory goes through the bubble. We didn't have it before, but I believe anything audible passes through the bubble.
Yeah.
You can hear everything around you. It's very loud. There is nothing sound-wise giving away this ship that is just right behind you guys, threatening to come up on the on the side. You can also notice with 15 passive perception. We haven't touched on your passive perception since Asteria. That's really good. You see Go ahead.
Sorry. Freesia is pretty decent at everything because of how bards work.
You can see that, so, like, in this moment, you see the flash, you see the silhouette, the oars are out on this thing. And
Well, it seems to be chasing us.
It's right behind you. Yeah, you would be the one that you can hear. I don't even know if you hear. You know that War and Brolin are below. You know that a lot of the crew are just trying to keep things together. The lookout has not blown the whistle yet.
Well, I guess I inform Alexandria and River because they're the people in the bubble with me.
Yeah, what do you say?
It would seem we are being followed.
By
What?
Largest ship.
A ship?
largest ship?
Largish.
Oh,
Smaller, bigger than us, smaller than Sigil Jack Brass.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not that big. Yeah,
buzz.
River and Alexandria, we see you guys turn and we see that same shot. The lightning is so common, it flashes again, not all the way down, but you see the massive sails that are bearing down upon the ship, and River's immediately like, huh. She looks to you, she says, "You need to get all hands on deck right now." She's terrified.
you as in who?
She's looking at Freesia.
Sounded
yeah.
an alarm downstairs.
Yeah.
Minor illusion's great for things like that.
You could probably have picked up. They're like everybody has like a warning whistle situation. You probably could have easily picked one up from down below. They were probably hanging on a mast, so you could have a warning whistle if you just wanted to let one off right now.
Yeah, I'll let off a warning whistle.
Yeah, you all hear over the drum of the storm a high-pitched squeal of a warning whistle, which means one of a few things. Either someone fell overboard, there is danger afoot, or land ho is also possible, but it's you would probably hear a land ho in that situation. This is danger. It's a danger whistle. So all of y'all would hear that echo over. Let's actually roll initiative. The minute that goes off, let's roll initiative. I want to see what everybody does in these first couple rounds.
Great. I imagine we're both Brolin and War are both knocked out of whatever they were doing. Their
Yeah, that
meditation
whistle is high pitched over the storm. It's designed to make its way over such loud noises.
War, I hear it. I feel the rage. It's an annoying whistle.
Oh my god.
Not in your head.
Valfi,
Oh.
you hear the whistle from below. What do you do?
Should probably, yeah, I'll probably
Damn
rush
it.
above deck and
Oh,
find out.
Brolin.
Also, like, because I'm the only one on deck with Alfiers, so they're exploding right now.
They're exploding for sure.
It's like dog whistle on crack. Yeah.
This is
What do your Alfiers see?
yeah, this is a set of stairs right here if you want to easily get up to the there's rain dripping down, but you can easily get up from this set of stairs here.
Okay. Where does that exit? So look
Over here. On the exact opposite side, yeah, you can see.
Cool.
Emerge
from below deck.
You can also see the absolute danger of this situation right now. Valving, as you get up, you can see in the distance, your passive perception easily enough, sails, big dark sails just in 100, not even 150 feet off of the starboard bow.
So when I see this,
You do. It's hard not to see with the lightning behind it. You simply had to turn to face it.
okay. I will move up to where Alexandria and Freesia are.
Okay.
Since everyone's congregating at the back of the boat.
What is War doing with Brolin?
War's probably standing up, getting his things, and trying to get into a spot where he can see/hear what's going on. So
Yeah.
he probably get up and start moving.
Sailors are making their way to the bows of either side of the ship to see what's going on. A flask of wine is up in the crow's nest. I'm going to put him up there. Click. Yeah, they are getting to the side as quickly as possible. So Brolin, you are doing the same with War.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at the side of the ship, can we
Yeah.
see? Can we see the?
You see the dark brooding figure of this this ship that almost doubles your own, dwarfing it in size, coming up right behind you.
I stick my head out of the bubble and yell at 2 crew members to get up here and man the ballista just in.
Yeah, they do. They do. War, what were you gonna say?
When War sees the ship, he probably starts running up towards River.
Yeah, if you want to get up there, you can. Freesia, you yell out for people to man the ballistas. The River will say, "Good, thank you. I'm just concentrating on driving right now. Who is it? What is it? Do they bear colors?" Yeah, Alexandria at the end.
I mean, I'm holding concentration on this thing.
You could
Really,
grab
nothing else we
the spyglass if you
The
want.
bubble doesn't take concentration.
You
Oh.
just have to be in it.
You just have to be
Cast
in
it
it.
as a ritual.
There's nothing much I can do.
You won't even. You don't even go for the telescope. You're like, I'm not seeing anything out of that.
I mean, my perception ain't great.
And
If
you
somebody
are
wants to
looking
give
for
me
rain.
the telescope, I could try.
You would roll with advantage, but because it's raining, it's disadvantage, so it's just a regular roll.
We should probably just give it to our resident elf ear.
Yeah, no, she would.
I don't
if
see anything,
somebody-
guys. I don't know what's going on.
You pick it up and hand it over to Valfine.
Yeah, I would totally hand it to Balfine. Why would you hand me that?
Yeah.
Though I could send. Actually, I'll send Fiera over.
Oh, you send Fiora out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we see her wingspan take off into the rain, and she is gone out into the darkness towards the ship. She can move like how far?
She's probably got a flying speed of 60. Let me look.
Oh, jeez, she can get right over there.
Can I roll a separate perception check?
Yep,
You can.
fly of 60.
You absolutely can. Fly of 60. Wow. 24. Okay, I gotta give you guys some information here. First of all, I just want to see how much closer it is than it was before. after one round has happened. Let's see. You guys move with your sails at 45 feet. Oh, 60. So you're at 60. Wow. Your I forget what to call your pursuer. That's the right name. Also has the oars down, so let me just see. It's gonna be a lot of this tonight. A lot of me going, how does something work? Oh my goodness. No, not that. Where are the oars? There they are. Okay. It's gained 30 feet already. On you guys, so let me just I have a wholly separate map. I'm dealing with 2 maps at once. So Valfine and Alexandria, or no, it's Valfine and Alexandria. Alexandria, you're sending your familiar over and looking through its eyes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You guys would see a similar situation. A huge galleon, and obviously not as big as Baldur's Pride or made of iron, made of wood, blackened paint that's peeling off in different areas. Its figurehead is that of it's Bathsheba, goddess of bad luck. You can spot that the sails are also darkened black. There is no colors. There's no flag being hoisted above. There are many on board that you see, and you do spot human for sure. And you see what looks like hardened, salty sailor types. You see thugs, essentially, aboard this ship. Bandits, you see thieves, you see pirates, is what you see, for sure. At the very front of the ship is a gentleman that I'm going to have to give y'all a picture of.
No.
So let me just Let me just finagle with what I got going on over here so I can find
How
this.
bad is it?
He's cannon! Man the cannons!
You see cannons, by the way. You see 3 huge bristling iron cannons. They are being readied in this moment, but they don't... outside of directly firing on you, they can't right now, but they are being readied. I'm trying to get this... here we go. Here's a handout.
Can we see them being loaded?
They're being loaded. They're being prepared for sure.
This is clearly a hostile boat.
You're not sure, because, I mean, just loading their cannons is a protective measure more than anything. That's something you would do, too, if another ship came into here.
Who's that? He must be special.
Yeah, you see this man, he's handsome as hell. He's got his hair slicked back well, this beautiful beard. Even in the rain, he's looking good. He's got this beautiful brown and gold filigree jacket, and his hands are in the pockets, and he's sort of leaning back, like casual against the mast. But he holds a level of importance in the area he's at, because he's kind of he's almost like on a soapbox situation, trying to just sort of look out. And he has a cocky smile on his face, and you can also see that there's a little bit of light coming, illuminating his features from a pipe that he's smoking, as he's looking directly at your ship with a cocked smile. It's in this moment that I would like one among you to roll percentile dice.
I'm doing it.
Danny War, go.
1d100.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Why do you don't know?
Yeah, it's the cannons are being loaded, and the ship is pursuing behind you. It's going to come up probably about 100 feet off your starboard side at this speed. You're able to notice that it's not going for a ram, though it is well equipped to do so. It is coming up over on your starboard side. You can see now anyone on board the ship, the sails, as it begins to close deeper in upon you. The cannons are still being loaded, but do you get audio? Do you get like audio for your bird? For Fiera? Kyle?
That I'm not entirely sure. Let me check through my.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear, because that would be
again.
really important.
I think you should be able to hear and see.
Yeah, and I'll need her to make a stealth
Perceptions.
check too.
I think Alexandria, while she's watching through the thing, doesn't get audio. I think it is like it's totally like
Visual?
Hercules, you know what I mean? Yeah, like
Is it within 100 feet?
If it's within 100 feet.
If it's within 100 feet, I can see and hear through it telepathically.
Okay, so you get just on the brim. You won't have to make a stealth check because she's not flying over the deck or anything. You're just looking from this distance. You're getting a view about 20 feet away from this ship, and it's going to be closer still by the end of this round. You hear a shout. Make a perception check. It's through the rain. So have Fiera make a perception check, or you.
Probably Fiera.
Probably Fiera. This gentleman at the bow of the ship, this captain, is saying something to his crew.
How dead are we?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
You hear everything. He shouts a command that you breathe a sigh of relief to. Perhaps? I don't know. It's up to you. He smiles and he just says, "Another one of Sigil's boys. Don't fire. I don't want that kind of shit on my plate this month." And he says, "Doesn't mean we can't scare them. Come up on the starboard side. 200 feet. You hear him shout.
Okay.
Do you relay that to us?
I tell them they're planning to fire on the ship.
Oh my
No,
god.
I'm kidding. I'm
Ship's
kidding.
about to be on fire then.
I'm kidding. Yeah, they are. I will let them know that they think we are under Sigil's banner, so they won't be firing on us.
Yeah, as you say that, you see the visible relief in River's eyes. Thank the gods. I told you that would help. They will respect the flag. Let's get away from them if we can. She's turning away. What are all the rest of you doing? Yeah, River's making maneuvers to break away. What's up?
Contemplating, because they're within 120 feet of me still.
They are, and they're gonna come up about 200 feet off the starboard side at the end of this round. Their cannons brimming, definitely threatening absolute destruction of your tiny vessel. Yeah, let's go down the list. War.
Wait, what? Didn't we just hear that we're good? Or...
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like it's pirates. Like, I mean, yeah, you heard they had the command, but they're coming up for like a show of threat. Just 200 feet away, like he said. Let's scare them a little bit.
What's my sweet perception check? Do I see any additional people on board? Like how many? Can I count?
On board, I would say at least 80 on deck.
The fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
I think War is in a kind of defensive stance with his shield facing the other ship, essentially keeping himself between the ship and other people is what he's trying to do.
Brolin's just got his arms crossed. I'm like, try something, do it.
Yeah. I know that Freesia is contemplating as they are only 120 feet away, but they're going to be 200 feet at the end of this round. Alexandria, are you just waiting as well?
There's no reason for her to do anything, especially if she knows they're not gonna attack. So she'll just chill in the bubble.
All right, you chill in the bubble. All right, it comes up right about 200 feet off the starboard bow. It is sort of right in line with your ship as River continues to just kind of break away. They're making me nervous as she starts just moving the ship. You're sure you heard what you heard?
I'm confident. He said they wanted to scare us just for the fun of it.
Yeah. Anyone with a passive 15 can hear laughter come from the ship 200 feet away. The cheering and gawking of a grimy pirate crew as they shout insults over at your boat. You're not even sure if they are insults, that just the tone is all you're able to really catch as you are berated slightly from a ship too far away for you to even hear. But you do see that captain holding on to some of the rigging as he looks out, and he's got like a small eyeglass over in the distance, which he'll pocket upon seeing those on board show apparently, well, at least you all not showing any fear. I'm imagining these other crew members are quite nervous. He'll give a little salute with a cocky smile, and the ship immediately begins to turn away from you and back into the storm. It is a short amount of time before they slip into the darkness.
So, before they slip into the darkness, now that they're facing away from us, should we let loose a hail of fireballs and take out the helm of the ship?
Why would you want to do that?
Well, they're pirates. They're only attacking us because we're supposedly allied with somebody stronger than them. They clearly killed that other boat. They're more than due.
You're in the bubble. River says, I'm not pursuing that ship, not unless you have a really good reason.
Oh, we won't be pursuing. I'm saying we attack them now that their back is turned.
You have a spell that can reach that far off?
Well, I am saying this before they reach like 1,000 feet away.
They're 200, they're 200, 250 range, so if you still have something...
no, I can hit them with a fireball at this range.
Play the terrible person here and say, if we didn't have the Jack Brass flag up there, they probably would have attacked us.
But they didn't, and I am quite happy for that. I don't fancy myself losing my ship anytime soon. Unless you have a damn good reason.
Get you a bigger, nicer ship.
But wait, I'm confused.
That ship.
They have cannons.
Wait a minute. I don't understand it. And maybe the camera focuses on Brolin for a second. And it says, but that ship that was sunk, it had Sigil Jack Brass's colors.
It had Baldur's Gate flag.
Ship.
I mean, I guess.
It was the Baldur's Gate flag. It wasn't the flag you guys were sailing. You guys sail a flag that's Flaming Fist.
Oh.
I mean, I mean, a lot of people consider them the same. It's like when you fly the American flag, but also the Michigan flag under it. You assume they're both the same like, it represents the same thing.
Michigan Pirates, y'all.
One is a flag assigned to a person.
Yeah.
Like, that's Sigil, like, essentially, we're his property right now. Or at least that's what we're passing ourselves off to be.
Yeah.
It's like attacking a ship that's flying an American flag or a ship that is a Navy ship. Like,
there's a difference. There's a big difference. Yeah, your ships are separating, quite quickly as your conversation begins to continue to unfurl. River, unless you do some convincing or push her out of the way and take control of the ship situation, she
we can't catch them anyways. Their ship is faster than ours.
The oars come in for sure on the way out. Those were chase oars. They were totally coming down upon you guys. The oars come in, so technically you could keep up, but that's up to you if you want to.
Why would we want to be pirates against other pirates?
The red bar. Because of the red bar.
Red bar? What are you talking about?
Gotta get those XP, Brolin.
Yeah, if you guys gotta wait to convince River.
I mean, if you ever want to level up into Barbarian.
I don't want to go against a ship that has cannons.
Well, it's over 200 feet away now, so our element of surprise is kind of out of the question. So...
It would be unexpected. What am I saying? I don't want to lose my ship.
Oh yeah, and now you sound brave, now that there's no option for
well,
you
you
to
told me I could get a
follow
bigger
up on
ship,
that.
and it sounded a little good, so...
Well, you could have said something before they were over 200 feet away.
I mean... The oars are up. She's got that look in her eye of like, maybe I want a bigger ship. Maybe like she hasn't seen y'all in action really, but if your words of boasting are to be true,
Valkyne's gonna wave away this conversation and return below deck.
Yeah, let's not risk it. I mean, what could they possibly have in there?
Lots of loot.
What could a pirate have in their pirate ship?
We've got a good point there.
Lots of pirates.
You want to take on the 40, 50 people pirating that? It's impossible.
Is it, Roland? I open up the palm of my hand and let a small fireball just float.
I mean, what's the point of killing the pirates if we can't get the treasure. You're gonna burn down the ship.
Oh, just the upper half.
Not how that works.
And only anyone who resists.
You all are crazy. If you really think you can
listen,
take on a pirate ship like that, I fear for my own life a little bit if your boasts are true.
Well, the only reason this is really coming up is because we do have a distinct advantage in that they might have cannons, but we have a wizard.
I'm not
Nobody
denying
can stop Gandalf.
them turning away from us does give us some form of advantage. We could come up behind them, board their ship, but it's dangerous.
If they have a wizard.
Pirates don't have wizards.
Pirate wizard, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Pirates have sorcerers, obviously.
So what's the final decision? Are we rolling to convince River to turn back, or are we disengaging?
What do people think? Should we
I
go?
am on the disengaged team.
There are 5 of you, so you would have a tiebreak.
I mean, we know where I stand. I feel like if I had to say what my vote was, I'd be a little concerned for the attention span of those present.
So we have 1 and 1. We have 3 more who need to vote.
Vote for what?
Vote to try to engage.
What is wrong with you people?
I mean, so far Alexandria has offered up a good
let's
reason.
walk to a shipwreck out in the middle of a storm. Oh, great. Now let's come back and I'll piss off the guys that are chasing us to probably shot the thing down. Great idea, guys. Great.
2 votes for no. 2 votes for no. Brolin
They're
and...
not rolling.
They're not chasing us anymore.
Give me one good reason. One.
I already
What?
gave you several. Here they are again. Loot, experience, destroying evil men, removing a
Bullshit.
threat to the sea that is clearly taking
Recklessness.
lives already.
There's a reward for them too.
Reckless
If-
abandon.
Apparently there's a reward. That would figure. That's a
How
notable
much of
indication.
a reward?
You guys saw it the first time you came. It's 20.
Oh.
It's 250.
Yeah.
It's 2,500 ahead of a pirate captain.
No.
Oh,
Wait,
just
per
okay.
pirate captain or per pirate? Because there's 80 pirates on there.
No, it's 2,500 per head, and that also includes having the ship.
And we have someone who's skilled at forgery.
How are
So
we gonna
we
make?
have
How are
80
we gonna?
head- Brolin, listen, 80 heads, 80 warrants,
This
80
is gonna
pirate
end in
captains.
tears.
Holy shit.
You know, Brolin, for someone who's supposed to be so brave, you are awfully full of cowardice.
I'm in the middle of the ocean.
Aren't
What-
you a druid? Can't you turn into a shark? You should be
No!
here.
What's the vote, Brolin?
Roll a persuasion check.
Let's see if this is where the crits come out.
You can take 16 people each.
We gotta
So,
feed them all the way back to port.
We don't have to take 16 people
I'm
each
on Luke's
because
side.
that is a small ship
Oh.
and I have fireballs.
Fuck.
Oh no, the bard rolled to persuade you. Oh, you're fucked.
But which
Bart
way?
is on the loot side.
Oh god.
What do you think,
You're
Brolin?
fucking
Is it
stupid.
enough? It's up to you. You're the one who sets that DC. It could be 25. 20 is hard, 25 is nearly impossible, and 30 is improbable, like ever. It could be a 25, it's up to you if you think it's like, if that's your logic.
I mean, the way she puts it, it's like we'd have thousands upon thousands of gold, and Brolin, he needs to buy resurrection spells for.
We'd have
Also-
to get past Armag again to get back in, and then back out again.
All right,
We should
roll that with disadvantage because war is chiming in.
Well, assuming War doesn't have any more questions that he wants to run through the turtle.
Well,
21 is middle of range. For me.
it's technically Alexandria making it, right? Who's making it, Brolin? You tell me.
Oh, okay. It's got to be Alexandria. He's talking to
Can't believe
Alexandria.
this
Let's
is
see
the
the-
thing
let's-
that we're even considering right now.
Let's see the roll.
Why is this on the table?
Because
Oh
of,
my
of
God.
one of the deadly sins, greed. That's why.
Yep.
This
Oh,
isn't
so-
greed.
This
Also,
is
line
moving
justice.
justice. This is
The
justice in my
party-
Friesia's case.
Yes, it
Alexandria.
is justice.
Give me-
I am just bringing up gold because I know it'll buy Brolin.
If you have to say that to sleep better at night.
You got to roll over disadvantage.
Yeah, give me one more roll, Alexandria.
Okay, if you're going to make me, a non-face character, roll with disadvantage,
no.
you automatically don't want to believe me, so just say you don't believe me.
Because what's happening in actual rules here, Freesia, you shouldn't be rolling. You're just giving Alexandria advantage, so it cancels out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's just the
It's
standard
a
roll.
23. So it's up to you. Just remember, you're
Yeah,
having
the
him
20
roll. You set the DC.
3 was
Not a
the
23.
hawk
That was Freesia.
perception a million years ago.
What'd you say?
There you go, buddy.
50-50. Jeez.
It would have been
So what does Brolin actually believe?
What does Brolin believe? Make this decision. Because we have 2 yes and 2 no right now, unfortunately.
I'm the full.
Frisia's already
tiebreaker?
shown her
Vote.
colors.
I mean, that's a lot of gold, and we would be helping the port.
Which way am I
Yeah.
going, Brolin?
We,
We're losing the opportunity.
don't we have somewhere else to be?
You're right. You're right. We can't do it.
She lets go of the helm and it spins, and she lets it carry the ship in a direction she was planning to go, anywhere where the rudder was facing, and the ship turns away from the blackened sails as they disappear fully into the distance.
Don't we
I'd
have
like to
somewhere to
point out
be,
to Brolin
indeed?
that all those poor sailors are on his head.
Ooh.
Don't
God
do that
knows
to
how
me.
many more they'll take before they decide to hang up their hats. We already
While you
saw
guys-
that the
while you
flaming
guys argue, I'm
isn't
gonna go.
do
I'm gonna go
anything.
take a crap.
Excellent. So the party turns away from this challenge, this threat, and you sail slowly through the night, your way out of the storm and into the morning.
So the funny thing is, if we hadn't have heard that conversation, the boat would be on fire.
I mean, I didn't even think of fear in this situation. That was excellent.
I will say one thing to Brolin before
Before the night
I
was
retire
over.
for the night.
Yeah.
And that will be a quote that I've heard in my travels from great and world-weary men. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing, Brolin.
Why is this on me?
It isn't on you. It's on all of you.
Alexandria, these people, they're not. I mean, okay, they're sailors, but they're doing this out of the kindness of their hearts because we helped them settle the deal with their children. You know, they're not here to fight pirates. They're here to take us from point A to point B.
They won't
What about
be
these?
fighting
What if they
pirates.
die?
Brolin. We will be fighting
What if
pirates.
the ship sinks? What if they all drown and die?
They won't.
What about all of those sailors who are just out here to make money, who just feed their families, who are sunk by this pirate?
Is this
War,
still
please
around
help.
River? Is this around
War,
River?
please help me, War.
I mean, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
in
we're
front
s-
of everybody when I
We're
say
still
this.
in the bubble. Yeah.
Overconfidence is hilarious.
River will also mention that she says, that ship is almost a league behind. Well, at least I don't know. It's not near us anymore. Why is this conversation still going, or are you just berating the dwarf? Because I'm not turning this ship
Oh,
around.
I don't know. What do you?
Says, I think you're berating the dwarf.
You would be accurate.
Good. Well, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing any
I'm
emergency
just waiting for our morning
turnarounds.
encounter to be done.
Your morning encounter to what?
I'm just waiting for our morning encounter to literally be that shit.
To be that shit. I would just come right back and blow y'all away. I mean, alright. Okay, interesting. So, the last few conversations are held above ship, if that is everything. And the ship is able to ride its way out of the storm. Let's get some ocean going here. Ooh, it's so low. Nope, there it is. Just takes a second to come up. Cool. Let's get some cinematic track here as well, because when the next day wakes, at any point that you come on deck, you will notice that your vision is quite impaired as it was the day before. It seems the storm has brought in a mist from the Mistcliff Mountains that has poured out and onto the sea and filled it in its entirety. We moved the ship last time, right? This is where it was supposed to be?
Yeah, this is the morning
This is the morning.
location.
Cool. Let me get this music up a little bit, because I got real low. There it goes. Cool. I had to put it at 50% to hear it. Very cool. So, yeah, you awaken to only... You see white mist all around the ship. You can... When sitting at the back of the boat, you can only barely see the front. That is about how thick it is. It completely covers. When you look over the side, you can see the water. You can hear it lapping gently against the sides of the ship. It is a thick mist, and River looks tired. River looks exhausted, but she definitely has a point of exhaustion. But she is holding true to riding this here ship through the mist.
I don't want to say I called it, but I called it.
It would seem that you can predict the weather, dwarf. This is
Let me
not
check
good.
tomorrow's weather. I checked tomorrow's weather.
Heavy rain, another storm.
We're getting another storm, Captain.
Great. It doesn't look like I'm getting sleep anytime soon.
You want me to take the wheel?
Do you know how to?
I mean, it's a wheel.
Perhaps
I
I
just
should
gotta
be the
keep it
one
straight.
sailing. She has one point of exhaustion. She's tired.
I give her a good berry.
No,
Eat
it's
the
not-
berry.
It's not going to take away her exhaustion.
God damn it.
Just
I-
eat the berry.
I shake my head from behind Brolin.
What are you?
From behind Brolin. You cannot see this.
Oh.
All right.
Roll a stealth check.
Let's make her.
For me to move my
make
head,
her
you're gonna
navigation
pick up
check.
the slight, subtle variations in the open air breeze.
On a natural 20, I can.
On a
All right,
natural
let me
40.
see that 20.
God, she has 2 disadvantages going against her right now. She normally rolls with advantage.
Can
but
I assist
there's-
her?
The fog and her exhaustion. Do you have skill in being able to assist? Do you have waterborne tools? Are you proficient with anything in that area?
I'm proficient with survival
I don't
check.
think any of you are. This is a completely different realm. You're not going to be able to help somebody when you... It's like if I went on a ship and tried to help a captain. I don't know how. I don't know. Don't worry, buddy. I got your back.
Hey, River, how about we lay anchor for a little bit? You should take some rest.
You want to skip a day? I'm not
Well,
opposed.
Well, it's that, or we have our captain exhausted, and we can't have that.
Well, we probably don't want to skip a day in the middle of the ocean.
Well, I doubt chances of anything happening to us are pretty low, but this is your voyage. You're paying for it, so it's entirely up to you if you want to stop.
I don't know. What do you guys say?
What?
Alexander.
Can no one else take over?
Does anyone
Is
have
there
the
a member
ability
of the crew who can take over?
that
Yeah,
has
that's what I
skills
mean.
with the waterborne vehicles? So we have a lot of. There's a chance, I think, but I think it's low because you got a lot of fishermen, not necessarily people who are able to captain and navigate a ship.
What about your brother?
They could
One would hope the first
could-
mate could.
they could do it. It'll just roll. It'll roll poorly. You could ask her about the first mate if you wanted.
Hey, what about your brother?
You do not want Flask driving this ship. He is under my tutelage, but I think I would rather have you, dwarf.
I mean, it can't be that bad.
You do not know my brother very well. He's extremely afraid of everything.
Yeah, poor guy.
He's
Wow,
best
you
up
guys
in the
are a lot.
lookout. He's best up as a lookout. I can do my best. We could lay anchor, or one of you could try. I imagine at this point it wouldn't really matter if it was one of you or me.
I do get a +1 to every single skill, so
You would you'd be rolling with disadvantage. You'd be rolling with disadvantage for sure. It would be your survival, but it would be disadvantage. You don't have a waterborne view. Oh no, and not having a proficiency, I believe, just imposes the disadvantage. Does somebody want to step up and take her place?
So you're telling me the captain doesn't sleep at all?
yeah. So I'm gonna make her go to sleep, and I'll drive the boat.
The captain sleeps. It's just on nights when she has slept, but on nights and days where it requires decent navigation. Like she's given the helm over to one of the Chultons before to take it for a night when you were on a clear, nice, open ocean. This is a fog, and the night before was a storm. These are both things that require skilled captaining to get through without getting lost, because you're at a disadvantage imposed upon you.
We've got a supposedly skilled captain that's trying to sail in the fog with a point of exhaustion. I don't think we're getting anywhere anyway. And if we do, we're getting lost.
Yeah, she's obviously
why don't we just
exhausted.
stop the damn boat?
Yeah, if you guys want to anchor for the day, you can.
Do we want to anchor for the day, or we want to have one of us try?
Unless you want to wind up back in the port, sure.
120 miles of
Or
in the
beach
wrong
it,
direction could
or
be.
beach it near the dragon territory. Sure, great idea.
I don't want it to seem unrealistic to you guys, but this is both of these situations require expert navigation. Yeah. The ability to be good at it, to know what you're doing. You can't just grab the wheel and be like, "Wee! I hope I'm doing something." Yeah,
Oh,
you
worse than
guys.
Sea of Thieves.
I wish it was that easy. It's also, there's not just that, but it's also commanding the ship, telling people what to do, when to do it, moving things around. There's more to just I take the wheel. You actually have to ask people for speed. Like you are the commander of the boat on top of being the navigator.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I mean, she's in the middle of brimming she has a first mate. She wants a bosun. One of you could take a bosun position. That is somebody who aids basically the entire situation of command.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can be a bosun.
Although
I mean,
I don't have the carpenter's tools, I don't think.
You don't? Oh, crap.
No. It says a good one has high strength as well as proficiency with carpenter's tools.
There would be
and
carpenter
athletic
tools
skill.
aboard.
But you'd have to be proficient in them. Like you could use them.
Right,
but...
right.
Oh, then you might not be skilled. It's a situation where you guys might not have the skill, and I think that's realistic. But one of you or one of the Chultons can take the role. Up to you guys.
Frasier seems pretty
Or you
confident.
can anchor.
I would
Well, I
say
probably-
we anchor.
I probably wouldn't be any worse than she is right now.
Yeah, but obstacles
Yeah,
in
you
the
wouldn't.
fog. We don't know.
The idea is we aren't willing to let her continue the way she is. So.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Well, we just need her to rest. So if someone else can do it, she can take over once she's rested.
Point of exhaustion is 8 hours. I mean, we're losing a day either way.
Yeah.
We stand to lose more than a day if it goes afoul, which
Yeah.
we had a guy with a dagger that couldn't get lost and somehow managed to get lost. So God knows what'll happen here.
Oh yeah.
Still sore about that, are we?
And we're gonna need her for the storm.
No, I'm not sore. I just thought it would be funny to bring up in this moment.
That is funny. So, what's it gonna be, guys? Is it gonna be an anchor? Are we gonna be moving through?
I vote drop anchor. Like, we're not gonna win either way.
2 votes for drop anchor. What of the remaining 3 of you? If any of you want to drop anchor, it's a drop anchor.
This decision has no bearing upon me, so I don't care.
You're my
on the
tiebreaker,
boat.
Unfortunately.
Oh no, I'm the tiebreaker.
You're on the boat.
Unless you want
Yes,
me
but
to vote.
Doesn't really change anything. We will
I think we should drop anchor, or at the very least have Frisia.
Didn't you?
Not really specifically. I don't mind if Frisia bans the helm for a little bit.
Does the captain allow this to happen?
In the mist?
She looks and she says, "I'm just so tired and I want to sleep. If you damage my boat, it's up to you to repair it." So honestly, and she just sort of lets go of the navigation. "One of you take it or drop anchor. I don't care." She starts stepping down. She's fucking tired, man. It doesn't go anywhere. You're not on rocky. It just sort of like it's just an open navigation.
Fine. Let's just lay anchor.
Yeah.
All right, you give the order. The sound of the chain can be heard as you stable the boat, allowing
And then
for.
we realize our anchor chain is too short to hit the bottom here.
It does eventually, and it would hit the bottom and allow the ship to stay. You are surrounded by mist and fog. You can't see anything. Those aboard the ship, take a moment to. I mean, the ship's not moving. They don't have to work. A couple people take out fishing rods, see if they can catch anything. A lot of people just sit around. Some look out into the mist. Some go below deck, not wanting to stare into the endless white abyss. And where do we find all of you today in the stagnant situation surrounded by fog?
What time is it? About?
We're at morning. We're at morning until we decide we're in afternoon. I mean, we can. Yeah. Right now we're in morning. I'm wondering what it is you guys are doing. There are no encounters in the morning.
What am I mourning?
What do you guys do? If you say I don't want to detail and you want to pass, just let me know.
I mean, is there anyone keeping lookout in the fog, or they just all give up and leave?
You see Flask still up there, but it's quite difficult. You can't see out past the 150-foot range.
But we can hear stuff.
Yeah, you could hear stuff too. Keep an ear to the wind. Flask is the ever-present watcher in the masts.
We're just gonna be sitting at the back of the boat, just looking out at the water.
All right.
I guess. Is everyone above deck still, or did the crew fuck off?
I don't know. You guys tell me. The crew? There's part of the crew up above. Yeah, there are some members up above. Probably a dozen. Some people who want fresh air and don't want to be cooped up all day below deck with the smells.
I am
of
making
other...
the raise morale action.
Oh yeah, you absolutely can do that. I'll allow that for your time. You could be playing some music. You can give me a performance check for that and see if you can keep people from. Well, yeah, keep morale from lowering, since that is your crew quality. This could actually stop it from
I got it exact on it.
Yeah, you stop your
That was
crew
a
quality
terrible
from
roll.
going down, from just sitting stagnant in the mist, feeling vulnerable. Yeah, you're able to sort of play some music. What does that sound like? What any details you want to put, or is it just nice ambient music out in the water?
It is something. I'm deciding between ominous music and something cheerful, so probably something cheerful.
Probably something cheerful to
Ominous.
pick up a little bit. Yeah, we can hear the chords being plucked. The music above is quite nice. It might even draw some others.
I have keys and a crank.
Oh,
There-
yeah. You draw some people up from below to get a little bit of entertainment out of their day, to up the crew quality. Very nice. Okay. Since I don't hear anyone else stepping forward quickly, your morning shortly turns into afternoon. Balfine, you sounded like you wanted to keep an eye out, correct?
Yeah, I think she would just kind of not really be patrolling, but we're just like strolling up top of the deck, see if you could keep. I have every reason not to trust Flask. I mean, absolutely every reason. So I guess she'll keep an ear out for stuff she can't see, really. I mean, we know how well that went last time. But
Yeah. Make a perception check for me. I'll have Flask make one too.
I'm getting strong Dirk vibes from Flask.
Maybe. Oh gee, poor boy. Now that mist is rough. We actually roll with disadvantage, but these are already so bad. Just 1d20 plus. Oh, poor boy. Yeah, the mist is just far too thick. Give me one more roll, Valf. I just want to see if it's like critical fail or any sort of situation.
Did Alexandria recall her familiar?
No.
at disadvantage.
Where is Fiera? Do you know?
Thanks.
She's with me.
Oh, she's with you? Okay.
She's on the pirate ship.
Got
This is
the,
bullshit.
got the 12. Oh man. I end up doing this to you all the time, Balfine. Balfine, during the afternoon, you're sort of keeping an eye out. You're sort of running the sides of a railing, sort of stepping up from one side to another, hoping maybe something changes in this mundane white fog that surrounds you as you make your way from one deck to another deck. And as you're stepping the stairs up to the upper deck where the navigator would stand, the empty spot where river is no longer. You feel like you feel the slightest, like, thume come from below the boat, and it's so slight that it's hard not to shrug off as like, did one of the steps I come on just creak a little bit? It's super shruggable. It's not important. Like you hear that slight thume could have been you just stepping on a bad plank. And
Can Velphine pause and walk backward a couple steps?
oh, it doesn't happen again. It doesn't happen again. I think you mess around with it for a while. And you do get the same sound. It does repeat, but after a while, it does, like you were stepping on steps, like this one, no, and then you step on one, you get the same thing, but it's like off timing. Like you hear it, but it's like, did it come from one of these? You're not sure. It's a very minor thing to hear in this situation. Could just be a bad step, man. On the side of this boat.
Yeah, sure. Bad step.
Indeed. So
That happens all the time.
your afternoon will then shortly turn into evening. As it does, the fog seems to lighten a little bit, but as it does, it reveals the more and more space you get as it goes further out. River would have come up from below deck, looking quite refreshed. Well, we should get this boat running again. It seems I'm a night owl for the next couple of days. But you see in the distance as the clouds give way, the heavy rain that will eventually be your impending doom in the distance to the south. Yes, it seems you're right. We are heading into a storm, Brolin.
I called it.
Anything happen while I was on deck? Or below deck?
Nothing to report.
Alright. Well, lucky we are. Of course, most people who anchor out in the middle of the ocean don't have anything weird happen to them. So, I think we were fine. And you can
Most people.
you continue on your journey.
Most people.
Does Alexandria look? I mean, does Velphine look nervous?
Velphine always looks nervous. Is that even a question?
Yeah, she's just like a nervous dog.
There's a reason she's paranoid. She's paranoid about everything. I mean, yes. Generally. She's been walking up and down the deck as the fog is just kind of there. Just keeping an eye out. Yeah.
You all right there?
What do you mean? Am I alright?
She looks pretty normal to me.
You look more nervous than usual.
Is that even possible?
I didn't think so.
What are you trying to say?
You look nervous.
I always am nervous, Brolin. It comes... I'm nervous.
Okay, just in general, just sitting out here? Do you want to talk about it?
With you?
I'm a pretty good listener.
Debatable.
When it's not Alexandria.
Good on what grounds? I mean, I see you and Alexandria fighting all the time. I wouldn't call that listening.
Well, personally, she starts it, at least in my opinion.
Double burn. Compliments of the turtle.
You know, if we live past Rockmar, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk.
Okay.
We're not going to
Oh
Rockmore.
my god, I love it. You guys got the shout instead of the meta pigeon. It's just
Shut up!
Trapdoor.
so. You are all treated this
You're
night
tearing this group apart!
to a hail of cannon fire, and you're dead. No. Anyway,
I knew it. I was nervous for a reason.
you are all treated this night to a beautiful sight out on the water. Something not a lot of people get to see. The clouds of the storm hang heavy in the distance where you're going, but not where you're at. The fog has drifted its way back, and the stars have come out in number, in force. Aurora Borealis rips its way across the sky and reflects beautiful lights across the water that has become, in this middle ground between fog and storm, a quiet, almost waveless expanse. The sky above you reflects perfectly on the water below, and any painter who would paint this scene looking from a far-off shore at you would see a ship sailing its way through the stars. It is quiet. It is serene. It is a rare peace upon the shining sea that you find. And everyone who can be on deck is. To see this kind of sight, it is seasonal. You have to be in the right place at the right time, and you found yourself there. Where are you all above deck? Or maybe you aren't during this time.
Is the boat, we're cruising, right? Cruising.
Steadily. The only ripples that hit the water, the only thing that shatters the illusion is your swift, but still silent enough, cut through this vast star-filled ocean.
We're still sitting at the back of the boat. Whenever he has minutes, that's where he's at. So he is on deck looking out at this.
This is a beautiful scene, War. It is one of the most beautiful things you've seen in your travels. You imagine this is what the gods must feel like, where they live in the stars.
Pretty sure it's on the bowsprit because I looked up what it's called.
Nice.
Nice.
The bow what?
Bowsprit.
Bowsprit. And that is what part of the boat?
It's the little mast thing that comes out of the front of the boat over the figurehead.
Are you
The giant thing with which we use to spear the whales.
Yes.
Are you playing any soft music?
or other ships.
She's using her pan flute.
Yeah. This soft music rolls its way across the ever flat ocean.
I think Valfane would wander to the back of the boat near War. And
It's a subpar music.
Not used to the flute. It's been a little bit. You're on a boat, so it keeps rocking you.
It's quite a sight.
yeah, back toward War.
Okay.
She pulls out her journal and thinks about writing it and puts it away.
You'll see probably War is sketching in his... trying to catch a little bit of this.
Trying to get a little illustration of this beautiful scene.
Mm-hmm.
What you got there, War?
Just trying to capture a little bit of this.
You coloring?
I only have ink, but you can see he's literally just like sketching in essentially like ink stuff, but trying to do like shading and stuff a little bit as much as he can.
She would pull tight at like the bandages around her hand because she nailed the mast earlier. That wasn't for you.
You punching the mast. That they said as much.
We almost lost you out there too. That came a little too close.
I would have been okay.
If you say so.
No, I mean it. I've been holding on to things for a very long time that I think I can use to get out of one sticky situation.
Regardless. I wanted to make sure that we were square.
I think I still owe you.
Owe me for what?
That's right. I haven't really talked about this yet. At Armag, I made a mistake. He asked for tribute twice because I asked a question.
I was hoping I'm just terrible at math.
No. It was not my intention. But I intend to pay everyone back one way or another.
Did you get what you were searching for?
My search would be cut down. I would gladly have paid for this information myself. I didn't. And I guess I did, but he told me people were from the Snout. That is a place on our map. One of the places that I had hoped to search. So if anything, we bought some time when I do go that way. I regret the mistake, but I do not regret the results.
Fair enough. I think we've all made some sort of mistake that we regret, but turned out
He looks over at your hand and he says, "It's funny. You remind me of myself when I was younger."
green and scaly.
Taking anger out on wood.
I don't do that often.
Feel like you don't get angry often. Or at least you hide it well enough.
Let's go with the latter. And as that kind of wraps up, I think she would, watching you sketch, she would hum under her breath in Celestial.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Alexandria, Brolin, Frisha, any details or roleplay that you'd like to have here in this moment?
Brolin is so taken back by what's in the stars right now, or just the scenery. He's gonna meditate with his bowl.
Constellations. Ooh, yeah, meditate with your bowl. Nice.
He's gonna polish it up real good so it reflects, that brass reflects all of it.
Oh, it does.
And he's gonna serenely meditate. If anybody wishes to approach him for RP, but that's what Brolin is gonna do.
See him meditating upon the bowl in this very, meditate-worthy environment. Frisha and Alexandria.
Oh, well, Frisha is still just sitting up,
That's right.
very calmly sitting on the bowsprit and
You were
playing
playing
music.
that tune. That's right.
Terribly.
I already came to you. Is it terrible?
I rolled. I got 12.
Oh, make it with advantage. You have inspiration for looking at everything around you. Give me the second roll. If this fails, you're just bad at the flute.
Still pretty bad.
It's not bad. It's
17.
It's decent. It's decent. There's a decent hum of music, and I think it's the same tune that Valfine is humming along to. Where do we find our wizard?
She's where she normally sequesters herself away, and that's the front of the ship. And she At first, she would have definitely enjoyed the sight, but it reminds her way too much of the dreams she's been having.
Oh,
so
yeah, it does.
she spends some time adoring it, but once those thoughts start to set in, she doesn't want to be able to look at it anymore, so she goes below deck.
You're right next to River for a time, weren't you? Or no?
I mean, when the ship is being sailed, yeah.
Yeah. Before you go...
Right, I've just rooted there permanently. Well, no, because the weather's not bad.
You don't have to.
So
yeah.
I wouldn't need to be there. So she is at the front of the ship.
Well, War and Velthane are chilling at the back too. So I mean,
would River have a chance to talk to you, Alexandria? Just to say something? Just of note.
Sure.
Mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I think she would be she would it's going pretty calm right now. You're heading to a storm, but she's sort of taking a look at everything. River's walking up and down her ship just to make sure things are tied tightly, preparing for the storm that you're getting well into the that will be at you by morning. And she'll spot you at the bow of the ship, looking up, and then maybe just immediately in that moment where you're like, I can't anymore. And River will step up there. She sort of does her run around, her little check, and she'll say, "Beautiful, isn't it? I did not think that we would see the lights on this voyage. Last time I saw them, they bode an ill omen, at least for me."
Yeah, she'll answer after a moment, kind of one of those situations where you were about to go have yourself a nice cry and then somebody stopped you and you're trying not to show that you were emotionally compromised.
Yeah.
So she's like, ill omen, huh?
The last time I saw these lights, I lost my ship.
Is this the part where you draw swords and we have big battle?
Nothing so grand. Last time I saw the lights was the same voyage where I lost my first ship. I was young then and foolish. I was lucky I had Flask with me, though, or else I would have died. Here we are again, the lights staring down at me. And I'm stronger now. And I don't believe in superstition.
Well, I certainly don't want to encourage believing in things that have no merit, but a lot of superstition is rooted in some reality somewhere down the line.
That may be true. But us mortals down here, we have something... we have something the gods do not. We have will.
I was gonna go with beer.
That too. Of course, I'm sure there's some dwarven gods who would argue against that statement. Well, beautiful night. I have to prepare the rest of the ship. I don't suggest sleeping aboard unless you're going to use that bubble again, which, by the way, I'm going to need you if you wish to help me again. That was quite useful last time.
Yeah, I will help you once the storm comes in. That's fine.
She'll look over to Brolin. What is he doing?
She takes a minute to find where the captain is directing that question to. Sees that it's Brolin, and she will say, exercising a skill that I wish he was much better at.
You really don't like the dwarf, eh?
It's not that I dislike him. It's just that I dislike him.
Oh, I have people I hate too. It'd be too much to ask what he did to attract such ire.
Ire is not a very good word for it. I will not go out of my way to harm him or his adventures or any suicidal task.
Then we
Go
are
on.
not similar. If I have an enemy, I deal with it, but... Curious.
Indeed, we are not enemies. He is just on a very peculiar path.
Good!
And he likes everybody to know that, whether they want to or not.
She'll smack the railing a little bit. Good. I am glad you're not enemies. I would not tolerate it aboard my ship anyway. But in any case, enjoy your night. She'll step down the stairs and back towards her place at the helm. So, we've got a look at everybody this beautiful, serene night. But this night does not last forever. It will turn quickly into morning. Another piece of flavor. Something else those above deck might spot the morning of this day. Let's get the rain going a little bit, because it's starting up a tiny bit over here. Actually, perfect time. We're gonna take a break. We'll take 5 minutes and we will be right back. Thanks to all of those watching. We don't interact in chat, unfortunately. At least I don't. If you do follow, I'll shout you out over roleplay. I'll make sure to do it the minute to just cut someone off. But
When he says, "Thanks for subscribing."
Thanks for subscribing. I don't care about this moment. Very cool. We will be right back. 5 minutes. Talk to you soon. Bye.
XP this session.
Well, we
I'm
could
not sad.
avoid
We
an
could-
encounter.
This is so nice. We could just like role play whenever we fucking want.
I think
We're
avoiding
stuck on a boat together.
an 80-man crew is a pretty high challenge rating. So
So,
Oh, we've done it successfully so far.
I'm assuming they were all just maybe commoners slash maybe level 1 pirates. So
All level 10.
oh God.
well,
Oh, no.
80 level
They all
1.
have 3
Well,
multi
Still
attacks.
a lot.
all right, if it's 80 level 10s and a captain, then that just rolls right back on as the DM's fault for not overselling how intimidating they were.
I just wanted to. Hey, I made them intimidating. They have big old cannons and shit.
It was a name delete, like, bro.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Did that not seem intimidating? I'd be intimidated.
Name deletes are supposed to be things you kill.
I mean, it is true. Stuff is in here for us to kill it.
If we were doing
Right.
that, we would have a different ship with cannons.
I was gonna say, are we really equipped to be doing that?
I
You
mean,
can always go back and get one.
Do you have any tricks after your single fireball?
Cannons.
I'm sorry, by 4 fireballs?
Ballista. Over 4 turns. Meanwhile,
Good luck
3
hurling those
cannons.
Well, we wouldn't have been engaging at 200 feet, but yes, they would not reach 200 feet.
Let me just roll an 8 real quick.
The fireballs? Yeah, I don't know. Fireballs. Do.
Let's get out of here.
So, our morning opens as the storm begins to creak its way in. The clouds above you, the seas rocking, that beautiful illusion of last night. And I say illusion because it was real, but it was just absolutely serene. It's just broken by the stormy waters of a natural sea. Before the storm takes hold and the rains begin pouring down, you will all see, anyone out on deck would see in the distance, probably a point of interest that you would pass by. You would see a flock of what at first you would think were pterodactyls, but they actually hold what seem to be humanoid forms. You're getting closer to the cliffs. They are quite a few miles off, so you imagine the homes of creatures of Chult aren't far off. These flying creatures seem to be diving in packs of 12 to maybe dozens, diving down into the water, probably a good 1,000, 2,000 feet out away from your ship. But these humanoid-like pterodactyl creatures that seem to it's like looking at humanoid bodies that are with these huge flapping wingspans, and anyone on board, any Chultan, would recognize them as terrafolk. And then this would probably be someone aboard the ship talking to say, "I've lost a cousin to terrorfolk before. They are mean sons of bitches, but I don't think they'll attack a ship. They look to be feeding. Best to steer clear." You would watch this sort of acrobatics of these creatures, which is quite a sight to see. These odd alien-like monstrosities that seem to just soar through the air and cut through it with ease, even in the stormy weather. They take no notice of your ship and its passing by. And before you know it, they are dots in the distance. This day is filled with rocky waves and fierce winds. The heavy rain comes down hard on your ship. Let's see how well our navigator does now that she's gotten some rest. Alright, she'll go normal because she's normally with advantage. Okay. Normal. And I have to put so many entries to the navigation. Come on, buddy. I'm trying to get to pop open. There we go. Good job. There we go. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, you sail through that storm. At no point do you feel like at no point do you feel that I think it's worth mentioning a crit or a crit fail. Because I feel like they're going to be painfully obvious on either side. At no point do you fear that your dear Captain River does not know where she's going. She expertly navigates this way through the storm, taking to the wind. What's up?
That's her second crit in navigation.
She's fucking amazing. Where is she going? You guys have control of this party token, so you guys figure out your path. I shouldn't be touching this. This is all you guys. You guys move your party token.
Like around here?
Yeah, one of you can move it. Your day goes unhindered. Your morning, your noon, and your night as you cut your way through. Excellent. Thank you for whoever moved that. I super appreciate that. Very cool. So, during this day, you are left upon the ship to your own means. You can detail something now if you want, or we can just push forward into a new day.
Seemingly waiting for the storm to roll in. Where is Alexandria right now?
Well, it's storming, so I'm being the good little mage spammer that I am, and sitting by the captain, recasting this bubble every 45 minutes, or however long.
8 hours. You're pretty good.
Okay, so yeah, I don't have to do it often, but I do have to entertain myself while I'm in this bubble. So I think at this point, whether or not the captain has noticed, she has taken to, in a very bored manner, start slowly inscribing things into the railing in front of the wheel. So she'll just be leaning up against it with her thumb, just lightly carving away.
Whatever you draw into my ship better be damn pretty.
Well, I mean, you can't read it, so...
Is it
I
pretty?
mean, it looks pretty. It's celestial.
Good.
So it's very flowy and scripty.
As long as it's pretty.
Valvy and Valoria.
Risha does her general morale boosting again.
Okay, yeah. You keep the morale up on the ship during these heavy storms. Those who do have to, the shifts are. You can see that people are more miserable having to work throughout in the rain. They'd rather be down below, but your morale boost up above is definitely helping them.
I think Valfane would kind of duck into the bubble through the rain. How big is the bubble? It's not very big, right? It's only like 20.
Oh,
30
it's 3 by 3. It's pretty decent.
15?
Yeah.
15 feet across? Okay. She'd approach you and speak in Celestial. And she would say, before we bed down for the night, I need to talk to you. Where it's quiet.
Okay. It's about what?
Not here.
Ooh, cryptic.
She would nod and leave you to. She would kind of glance sideways at River and pause before she leaves, and then continue on.
As she pauses, Valoria will give her a reassuring pat on the shoulder that she knows is not the one that's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
And go back to very boredly carving on the ship. Smack!
I go,
Sunburn moment.
you don't pick up on signs very much, don't you?
To who?
To Alexandria.
You don't know what they're saying.
You had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah, can we see the boat?
I was speaking in Celestial.
Oh shit, you're right. Never mind.
Can we see the boat?
You want to be on the boat page?
I want to be on the boat page.
You're on the boat page.
I want to retcon where Brolin is.
Brolin's not anywhere near here, and he can't hear inside the bubble.
Yeah, the audio can't come in, but it can go. You hear from outside, but they don't.
He can't enter the bubble.
Oh.
That is a very good point.
It is selectively permeable.
He strolls up and goes.
He's just fucking angrily patrolling around it.
He's pacing the circle.
I'm over here with war. I need to meditate.
Ooh, I'm gonna make faces at him. Oh, look at all this plot stuff going on in here. You're not a part of this.
This is what happens when there are no random encounters. this is what
Brolin
I
and Alexandria get into a bare knuckle fist fight.
Now that is a fight I will lose.
Oh my god.
Alright, we can go back to the map now. I just had to reaffirm what the situation was.
Okay.
I want to make sure my headcanon was correct.
Oh my god. You nerds.
Oh god. That was what? That was afternoon, right? Morning was the with the Tetrafolk?
Yes. Yep. The whole day there are no encounters. I'm giving you guys the day to roleplay.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Oh, I predict the weather.
It will be it will mist tomorrow. Another heavy mist will pour down. Let me guess, bad weather.
Fog.
Actually, it's not. I apologize. It's heavy rain. Heavy rain will persist.
It's gonna be real heavy rain.
Great.
John!
I'm so excited.
John! John! Oh, we're bad. We are bad players.
Ethan! Ethan!
Oh, you nerds. So, was there any other scene during the day that y'all were interested in, or was there... I know you said there was one in the night that you wanted to do, correct?
I call dibs on part of the night, yeah. That would be cool.
We need to talk about where we're actually going. Because we're more than halfway there.
Yeah, we're making so much ground.
Water. Covered in water.
You are.
I mean, there's ground underneath the water.
If we're going to Harakmar, we're 2 days away. If we're not, we're 3 days away.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like to go to Harakmar.
I think.
But do I get what I? But when do I ever get what I want?
Brolin, is there something we need to talk about?
I don't know. Veilfiend, is there anything you want to talk about?
Let's start with the fact that you can't get my name correct.
All right, you got me there.
Ooh. We got like a peanut gallery every time.
You stay out of this.
Wow.
Me and Veilfiend are bonding.
Out of curiosity, I wonder if my character would be petty enough to have sound permeate the bubble just long enough for her to say something, and then
You see like a hole in the side and then close.
Yep, just like essentially muting before he can say anything.
Oh my god, you guys.
I don't know why you hate me so much.
Well, we did pay quite a bit for some information.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
It would be a shame for it to go to waste.
Plus, that ship following us will get really lost if we go way past Omu and then cut back.
Lose the tail.
I'm just assuming there's a ship following us.
We zigged when they should have zagged.
I mean, if it's following us, they gotta be damn good at tracking in the water somehow. From storms to mist to storms to storms.
At the end of the flag.
We do have some decent cover.
Nothing can stop some good plot motivations.
It was the day that we were in the mist that they passed us and they didn't know.
Yeah, let's go.
Because we just sat there.
Isn't there a saying like two ships pass each other in the mist or something like that?
Two ships in the night, yeah.
Or yeah, three ships in the night, yeah.
So, do we have this this nighttime scene?
Oh, did we decide where we were going?
Oh, is that what you guys were doing while I was doing things not related to encounters? I'm just fucking around.
The next one is at least we're only going this far at the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
have at
adding
least another day.
It sounds like we're adding a day. I mean, I guess based on character motivations, but it
Like, we're 5 days away from this now. 5.5.
Yeah. Which I no longer have money to pay for, so never mind.
Don't worry about
what?
it. I'll cover it.
I gave up all of my money
Well,
because I felt bad.
me too. I have 600 copper. So.
Listen, I got 200 gold. I'm sitting pretty good. I'll cover your war.
So far, you guys are 6 days out at sea.
Excuse me.
Is
402 copper pieces.
oh no, you're 7 days out at sea because of no, it's still 6. No, you're 6 days out at sea. So right now your bill with Miss River is up to 30 gold pieces.
What if one of us seduce her?
You already did that.
Yes.
This is supposed to be 10 gold.
Pretty sure I already did.
I mean, like,
totally
seduce
everyone.
Seduce.
If to try to get a lower price with her, you'll have disadvantage, and I will impose a -5 on your roll.
I can totally still do it.
Sounds like a job for the bar.
You were already trying to talk her down.
And I think I fucked up the calendar.
We just want a free boat. It's okay. We'll look at it later. Don't worry about it. Yeah, at this point, you're riding on a. We're looking for a. Could you just do this for free?
We didn't get you in that pirate battle.
Or can you
great?
do it? Could you you get the exposure?
Exposure is what you guys
Do it
are
for the
in
kids.
Think of what if we succeed. Think of how many adventurers will come and want to ride in your boat.
Think of how much exposure.
She doesn't know what we're doing.
Buy you a boat. A bigger boat.
What's the heading, guys?
At least 1 day south. It sounds like we're kicking the can. I'm just saying.
No.
You already moved for this day, right?
Yeah, that was today.
That was today's.
We have technically double paid for a trip to the Snout, so it'd be kind of a waste to skip it at this point.
Yeah, let's go to the Snout.
Sunk cost, guys. Sunk cost fallacy.
Does anyone? This is not game dev.
It's not game dev. It's just life. You've already paid for it. You can't get it back. Do what makes you happy from then on.
Don't talk to me. I'm already in deep.
Getting my money back makes me happy.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, so what do Frisia and Alexandria think then?
I mean, do you really want to have Alexandria as part of this conversation? We already know she's going to be super sassy about all of this.
Yeah,
so.
you already have 3
That's why
boats.
nobody
for the
wants
Snout.
to have this.
What?
That's why nobody wants to have this conversation.
I couldn't hear
It's
over
because
the
of the
thunder.
too much sass.
All the
So-
sass.
It sounds like there's already 3 people who are like, we should just go to a Snout.
I mean,
We should go to a Snout.
To islands
won't
it is.
argue.
Excellent.
And that makes it so that we didn't lie to Jack Brass.
Not at all.
Let's keep the flag up, though, shall we? I feel as though we are in pirate-infested waters. We're close to Jahaka Bay. We should just keep moving and not stop for anything.
We get to have a ship encounter tomorrow.
How do you know that?
During the storm, you don't.
Frisia looks at her bowl.
Yeah, during the storm this day, you won't catch it. The rains are far too heavy for you to catch any other ships on the horizon, and none seem to be right behind you as they were previously in days before. But
Yeah, Bell's bonus in the storm.
We're passing without a trace.
Passing without trace with a solid heading. That stealth check's made by the navigator, by the way. But she hasn't been told to try to sail stealthily. She's been told to sail quickly, and that's what's happening right now. Unless you want to go slow. In any case, we have an encounter at night. Where do we find you?
No.
What?
Wait a minute.
What's up?
Let's negotiate here.
We're gonna have an encounter at night when my pants are down.
Not an encounter. It's a Valfine. Where do we find you? It's not an actual encounter. You said you had a scene.
Complete the 5th.
All right. Hold on a second.
No, I mean,
There is a scene.
where is Alexandria located? Is it better?
Yeah.
Or are you? You're coming to find me.
Oh yeah, because you asked when she was
I
going
mean,
to go to bed.
it's
so.
still really fucking rainy outside. Is it still? It's storming all the way through the
Oh,
night.
it's a horrible storm. Yeah, all through the night, and you know from Brolin and into tomorrow.
Is there any space on the ship that is not plastered in sweaty pirate bodies?
It's a tiny little ship with literally like 40 people on it.
Anywhere where there's a bubble.
There can be if you give me 15 minutes.
Shove all these other people out of my space.
I mean, nobody's going to want to be on deck. Could just start the bubble up on deck.
Hey,
Could start it up where you call your haunt for like nobody
we
goes
could do
there.
it on the bow of the ship.
No
All
one
right.
knows where Brolin sleeps. I just want like, where the hell does he sleep?
Probably
Under the
turns
boat.
into a rat.
Cut to like 5 different places he's covered in the last 5 days.
He's comfortably sleeping under one of the lifeboats, and he's very comfortable in there.
I mean, how could we find him? He spends every night in a different sailor's cot, so...
What?
What?
Where do we see Valfine? Let me get this back on track really quick.
So, I get Valfane would be waiting, probably. I mean, not out in the rain, obviously, but I think that she'd be waiting for Alexandria to come below deck. I assume she would be helping River above at the helm. Yep. So she'd kind of. They would meet at like the foot of the stairs where the deck. I mean, there's water like just gushing down the stairs. So I mean, it's kind of just kind of waiting there for her to come down. And then would kind of motion up to the top deck.
All right.
Do you do your trick?
Okay. That's fine. I came down here to be dry, but okay, let's do this.
I would appreciate it. You can see the soaked fur of River.
No, sorry, Captain. We're gonna be over here.
Why?
Listen, this is my break, okay? I was going to sleep. Where I choose to sleep is going to be wherever that is.
You should all know if the dwarf is right and this storm persists, I'm going to need someone to take over for me again, or we're going to have to anchor in a storm.
I'm always gonna be right about the weather.
I can keep...
This is how it's gonna be.
I will give that dwarf so many different levels and shades of shit, but I cannot lie to you. He will always be right about the weather.
All right. Well, have fun in your...
him, if anything, in that.
Have fun in the warm, comfortable bubble. I'll just be out here.
You have our thoughts and prayers, Captain.
We just see her hunched over, just water, just hitting her for.
Brolin's sitting there. You want a towel?
You're also soaked, and the towel you have is soaked, Brolin. You are covered in water.
He's holding this
No.
soggy cloth.
I didn't say I was perfect.
What happens in this bubble as the rain pushes back and the temperature comes to a cool 70 degrees?
I don't know. If it's rainy, it's probably going to be a little more on the warm side, just to avoid hypothermia.
Yep.
But yeah, so the bubble goes up. For the moment, can we cut out the rain sounds since the bubble came
Yeah. You know it, brother.
All right, Valfine, you're the one who knows what we're gonna talk about. What kind of music should we have for this?
I'm gonna need some soundproofing from the inside.
What are we looking for? Sad?
I'm gonna play the shit out of this. You guys keep bugging us about it, so it is going to be as thick as we can lay it.
I don't know what you're saying right now. I'm really, I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm nervous. I'm afraid. Don't give it to peer pressure.
Surprise, Felfie's a traitor.
Oh no, that's
Stabbed.
Listen, we've already seen what happens when she gets jumped in the bubble. It ain't pretty. That tiger fucking had her number. She was dead to rights.
Yeah.
Thank God War was there.
So the bubble goes up, and looking at you, completely soaked, looking like a drowned rat.
And also not too pleased about it. She immediately begins starting a prestidigitation ritual, unless you are already doing that.
I don't have prestidigitation.
Wow. I thought you did. Oh, was that?
I do.
I have mending.
Right. It was the other one.
I can't mend the waterway.
The traitor.
This one does too.
The soon-to-be traitor.
She has done nothing traitorous.
Neither did your last one.
She didn't do anything traitorous either.
Ooh, don't get you started. We're not debating this right now.
What's happening in the bubble, guys?
So the prestidigitation goes down. She's gonna look at you, long pause, and reach into her cloak and hold out the note.
Real quick, while Brolin and River are out there, Brolin will say, "I'll bet you 2 copper they're kissing."
She'll look over to you, and she'll say, "I am driving a boat. Could you go somewhere else?"
No.
Let's make this interesting. 3 copper.
Why did they leave me out? We are the dwarf.
Suddenly, all of Alexandria's warnings start to float around her head as she has this encounter with Brolin.
Yeah, absolutely. So Valfine's pulled out this note.
Just gonna hold out the note and what is this?
She definitely looks a little probably the first time her sassy defense layers have been not too strong, catching her off guard, asking that out of nowhere. She definitely assumed that nothing was going to be said about it because other things were more important, so she didn't expect to have this conversation. So she's completely flustered, and you can see it on her face. Right, I really should have just left that at the bank and had them just award it to you whenever you came back to collect your other things, but I wasn't quite sure if you actually took any, or if you took all your money out, or if you had any accounts left over, and they would have needed me to provide your account anyway, so...
She would hold up her hand and stop you from speaking.
Right.
How long did this take?
About 2 weeks.
Something like this doesn't come cheap.
Well, I mean, it took 2 weeks, but so what else am I going to do with my money? We're probably going to die out here, so I don't really have a use for it. Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. She doesn't say we're going to die out here. She says, I'm going to die out here.
I think if anyone has a ticking clock, it's probably me. I think, I can't pay you back for this, but I believe, I think since you've been mostly honest with me, I should be mostly honest with you. And, she She pauses for a minute, like hesitating and hesitating and hesitating. She's like fighting it, but Delphine isn't my real name.
What is your real name?
I think you of all people should know, considering I know yours. Delphine is a cover. I used to run business in Baldur's Gate under that alias. There's more there I won't tell you to protect you from hopefully anything further. Ill will come with that.
Oh.
My name is Ayla. Ondoran.
Well, not to say your cover isn't a good name, but that's a beautiful one as well. Why do you need two names?
The business. It's not exactly a business you like tied to your real name. I ran contracts to recover some very valuable relics for the highest bidder. I have to be very good at what I do, including covering my tracks. And it's not easy to disconnect ties from your family if you use your given name for this sort of business. Especially if your parents were merchants. But I think that you doing this for me is unexpected.
Well, you're my friend. I know you've been going through a lot, and it sounds like you've certainly been through a fair amount as well. But you're probably the only person I really trust, and I haven't had someone like that in a while. Just wanted to do right by somebody, and you seem like the person that fit the bill. And this isn't much, it's just some ointment. I honestly thought the damn thing would refresh every morning, but by the time I finished the damn thing, I realized that I had misread some of the properties. It's really only just a one-off sort of deal, so sorry for that. Probably could have made something better, like a ring of disappearance or a silencing ring that we could give to Brolin.
She's going to interrupt you and throw her arms around you.
Yeah, she'll have that very classic shocked, I have no idea what to do right now expression, and then she'll give you a hug. and wrap her arms around you in kind.
And she kind of breaks down where you guys are standing. Kind of leans into you. She's really weak. I mean, it's raining. Her body's miserable, and just leans on Alexandria for a few moments, and pauses and tries to stand up on her own, but
During all of this, Brolin is just talking to River about mundane stuff.
Yeah.
And then I fought a were-tiger.
You know what, Brolin? I'll take your bet. If you'll shut up. I'll take your bet if you shut up. 3 copper that they are making out.
Alright, deal.
Jeez. She just goes back to sailing in the storm.
You want a berry?
I feel like this is inappropriate on more than one level. Our camera seeks back into the bubble.
I don't have any money. I can't pay you back for this.
She'll cut you off and say, you need to stop thinking that everything is about money.
It's not about money.
Well, you don't owe me anything. Why would you?
I don't know.
Well, you don't. And she'll give you a squeeze. But addendum, not around the shoulders.
Oh.
Like, arms around the lower back, because she can't. If she's hugging you around the back, she's gonna risk hurting you. And that's
that's something to note.
Aware.
You have any idea what that is?
The thing I made, or
The thing you know to avoid now.
not as much as I would like to. I would have loved to spend time trying to figure that out myself, but I figured with how limited the time was, the more practical seems to be the best thing I could do to help you. At least for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We would see this touching scene beneath the purplish, I believe, I would say purple greenish light of the Leoman's tiny hut circle spell as 2 friends embrace each other, being through so much and so much left ahead. The night closes on this serene scene. When the bubble comes down, all jokes are put aside. Any bet made would be visible that whatever kind of conversation was held within that circle was a serious one. As you all retire for the night and dip your way into the following day, the storm persists, just as Brolin, your dwarvish druid, had proclaimed. It racks... Ooh, let's get some storm music. It racks the boat, and your captain is tired. It's up to all of you if you want her to push forward or rest while someone else takes her place. This is simply the case when it comes to sailing these long journeys on the sea with only one who is as skilled as she.
Can I? It's the next day, right?
It is the next day.
Heavy rain. Can I check the weather for tomorrow?
You may. Mist will pour in.
Oh, more mist.
All right.
Do we
I forgot
see
that.
Alexander or Valfine on deck today?
Heavy rain. Velfin would be below deck. It's not. The rain is not good for her.
No, it's not. It doesn't feel good. Alexander, you about to say something?
I think. I don't know what Valfine has been doing for sleeping, but I think that night she would have offered to let her sleep in the
bubble,
tiny hut if she wanted. And then probably could have had more conversation throughout.
Yes. Yep.
Aside from that, I know where Valoria is. She's helping the exhausted captain.
Oh, are you taking the place? Her place?
Good. I mean, no. Just whoever is sailing the ship gets to be in the bubble.
Gets to be in the bubble.
Captain! Captain, my captain!
And I'm out.
River will ask. Say, please don't leave. Brolin, get out of here. I need her to stay. And if I'm going to drive this ship and ride this ship through the rest of this storm for this day, I need someone to take over for me. I am exhausted, or I need that bubble. What's it going to be? I can keep pushing forward.
In the rain this time. Fog was one thing. Like, I don't.
Yeah, we're still in the rain.
We're gonna be chilling and taking on water the whole time.
Keep some people busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to take out water no matter where we're at.
A row of pails, like, up and down the thing. Just.
Her, or someone else, my boys. What's it gonna be?
In the heavy rain? This isn't a storm. This is just heavy rain.
This is heavy rain. No, it's a storm.
Oh, is
It's
it?
the same storm.
She's still
Still
our best bet.
disadvantage, essentially.
Yeah, you will still be at disadvantage. She can roll normal in these conditions.
Right.
She's still our best bet. That's the problem.
But she, with her exhaustion, she will be rolling at disadvantage now. Same as any of you.
Maybe we could just anchor again, although we're... Wait, are we where we're currently at?
Did we
Yep.
move after
You
that?
should be where you are currently at. That should be the movement on day 6. That is the movement from the day where you saw the Terror Folk, correct? Yep, because it was right up here that you saw the Terror Folk in this in this corner. That day just ended. The Terror Folk day just ended. You were up at this corner over here, and then you moved. This is day 7. The end of day 6 was with Valfine and Valoria in the bubble. So you are on day 7 out at sea. You could decide to anchor if you wish.
The only reason I don't like that is we're next to Pirate Bay.
I wouldn't be against it if we weren't so close to Jalaka Bay, but I imagine as long as we fly the colors of Sigil Jackress, they won't harm us.
Just to say pirates are lawful.
This is true.
Pirates are fearful. There's a difference.
Who will be my bosun? Who will take the helm?
Who's the best at navigating?
Either me or Brolin.
One of you two, yeah.
Pretty sure you have a high charisma score too. I would normally I'd say yes to Brolin, but the charisma score as a captain is a big thing.
Yeah.
You gotta have charisma to navigate a ship.
And it's not just about navigating the ship.
To command.
To command the ship.
Wait, I'll steer the ship. War can dictate what happens.
War doesn't have a high
You can
charisma. You're already showing bad
Felicia
leadership skills.
Listen. Frisia can assist him.
The story's changing a lot.
Yeah, this is a lot
Yeah,
of
I'll
stuff
just
going-
drive. She can go sleep. I'll drive.
All right.
Alright, I mean, I think my solution would be a lot simpler.
She's just like, someone take this thing from me. My hands are sore, and she immediately just starts to lick her paws upon leaving. She just heads down to her cabin, and shouts up to Flask to keep an eye on everything and to whistle if any danger comes. Excellent. So, what is your bonus, friend? You will be rolling with
+5.
disadvantage. +5 is good. Nice.
Yeah, that's really it's handy.
It's handy. You are going at a
Super disadvantaged.
Yep.
Yeah, roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Oh god.
The lowest.
Frisia's inexperience is something that is obvious when in contrast directly to River's skill, but she takes the helm pretty well. The question of her navigating skills will be up to when or if you are lost. You're not sure. It's too hard to tell now. Your morning goes unhindered, but your afternoon does not. Where is War, Brolin, Alexandria, and Valfine?
Where are we?
Where are you in the afternoon?
What in the afternoon? Back of the ship.
Back of the
I
ship.
sort of assumed all the girls were in the bubble.
But that was overnight.
It's true.
No, we're still in the bubble because she is.
Oh, and the
Melee,
helm. Yeah,
yeah.
the back of the helm. Yeah. Valve would probably be chilling back there to see what she can spot through the. Again, not trusting Flask. So.
Yeah, if you want to roll perception check. Or
Okay.
wait, you're using your passive, right? Because it's over time.
Which one do you want to give me?
I won't give you an active. It's a passive if you're using it as a travel pace.
Okay. 18.
18 it is.
I mean,
Alright.
Roland's probably playing cards if War wants to play cards.
Oh, are you? Yeah, well, that's the back. Sounds like War is on deck.
I mean, we're literally sitting in the rain, staring out off the back of the ship.
It is also raining, and you have disadvantage to perception in general, so you have a -5 to that roll.
Should I just roll an active?
You can't in this situation. This is you saying you are actively looking around for the entire day. I'll ask you
Okay.
for an individual roll if there's an actual small thing in the moment that you want.
Okay. So -5 is
it-
15.
It would be
No.
15, unless someone is helping you. Up to you
Wait,
if you want to.
-5, 14.
It would be 18 minus
13.
13. God.
Is
But someone could be helping you.
Yeah, someone could
Yeah.
be helping you. Could be War in the back here. I don't know.
If someone assists,
Staring off
it
the back of the ship all the time, so
It counters
he's
off
kind of
5,
looking
right?
out.
Yep, that counters off, so you can have a solid 18.
yeah, solid 18, sure. If you're gonna
Alright.
give it.
So y'all sitting up in the just on this back deck here, you will hear some odd sounds come from below you, enough to poise an alarm. You hear some shuffling, and then you hear what sounds like something dropping, and then you hear some continued shuffling. There's some kind of small racket happening below deck.
I'm below deck. Do I know what's going on?
Where are you below deck?
Can you have the map up?
Sure.
I mean to be a bother. Brolin would probably be here. Brolin would probably take a break. I imagine he's
Where?
frustrated.
Up here?
Well, no, I imagine Brolin would be frustrated from all the anger meditation.
You said Brolin's below deck. This is where Brolin is.
Yeah. Well, that's where he was the last
That's
time I
above.
was here.
He's above deck right now.
I know.
Oh, okay.
He was there before.
There-
But I imagine Brolin got, a little tired of the anger meditation with war, and he probably went down to the common quarter to play cards.
Yeah. You are in the middle of playing cards moments before these individuals up above, your friends War and Valfine, even hear this. In fact, it probably wouldn't be quite as light of a tussle as you would think, because you would probably hear Brolin. Brolin, this card game just got a little more serious. You're sitting there enjoying your time with some Chultans speaking in their language, as you can, and you are in the middle of having a card game when you immediately notice that you can't quite see your cards. The light from the windows in this cabin seems to be dimmed out, and you're just like, who turned the lights off kind of situation.
Well, what's going on?
You turn towards the windows that surround you and see that they are black. They're blocked out.
What?
And then they crash open. As abominations. These creatures you've never seen before. You don't understand what's even happening. You see these. You see 5 of them crash into the back of your ship and immediately assault you. It's 10:30. I think that's where we call it, Fred.
Seafood's back on the menu, boys.
As you are assaulted by Eldani pirates. I think in the same moment, War and Velfine would look over and see a massive, and I mean huge, crab clinging to the back of the ship as these horrible, lobster-like creatures pour into the back of your ship, sneaking aboard. Well, not successfully, but they successfully latched to the back of your ship during the storm. They are all over here, and this big boy is right here. And they're right on the back of the ship as you guys are being raided. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
It's right in front of me.
As you have 5 of these guys in here.
Hey, you know what? I'm in an impenetrable bubble right now. I'm great.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, this thing's on the back of the ship, near the, it's like clinging, it's like half in the water, half off, but yeah, you guys just spot the last 2 crawl off of its shell and into it. They have weapons on them, I believe. No. It's just them. It's just them and their horrible claws. But yeah, they immediately, like, bust in. What languages did they even speak? Yeah, they won't say anything. They just bust in and you can see their solemn faces. Murder is on their minds, for sure. So, we'll see how that turns out next time, as you guys fight to defend your ship.
Great!
Oh my
Isn't that how we ended the last one? But
yeah, I know. We always find a I always find a way.
We got a little bit of a. I was bummed. I thought we were gonna fight pirates, but now we're fighting crab pirates.
Now you're fighting crab pirates, man. I mean, crab raiders.
Still
really.
pirates.
They're raiders. Yeah, this is
Pirates, raiders, same thing.
They
Pirates.
look delicious.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is kind of a creature that doesn't get used very often. Very, very cool. All right. Well, I will close out the stream, friends. Thanks to those who hung out with us today. Super appreciate that. If you were talking in chat, apologies. We do not interact with all of y'all, but I do try to go back and read them afterwards. Very cool. If you were lurking in the background as well, if you weren't in chat and just hanging out, super appreciate you being here, man. If you were watching this in a VOD later on, you're from the future, we're all from the past, but we all have this connection, us and you. Very cool. The next time you are going to see me should be, and Mr. Josh, all the way over here. Should be for Wednesday night. I believe we're still having that game. We may or may not, but I will make sure to post about that in Discord and Twitter. But we should be having some Dungeons and Dragons Wednesday, same time as the 7:30 to 11 or 7:30 to 10. Very cool. If that is everything, friends, I'd like to thank my amazing cast for bringing the role play today. Sorry there was no fight. There'll be one when you come back, I promise. I don't know if there's going to be much of a situation.
Brolin's about to get annihilated by 5 crabs.
Oh, this is not a great situation for you or the people you're playing cards with. Very cool. Thank you again, my friends, for coming to the table tonight. Cool. Wherever you are in the world, friends, morning, noon, or night, make it an amazing day. We sure as hell will. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.